I do like the feeling of being penetrated. What are your kinks? Let me know in the comments down below. I'm gay. I found this 56-year-old man who was a bottom, so I'm like, yeah, for my first time, let me just top a guy. Here we are talking about gay shit at a baseball diamond. I don't play sports. Honey, why would you even think that? Like, I'm straight. I'm the straightest as it can be. Like, look. What? Okay. Hello, sun. It is such a windy day out right now that I don't know if you're gonna be able to hear me in the audio. Hello and welcome. This is so awkward. Is it secluded? Can I talk about being gay here? Okay. Hello and welcome to this lovely little corner of the internet, which is mine. My name is Darling and you are Darling too, and today we are going to hop in to day 2 of Pride Month. This is the sexuality tag, and let me tell you, I got a lot to say. So let's hop into this. I promised I would do a whole month, and honestly, I feel like I am going to end up skipping some days. Let's hope we don't, honey. I'm gay, and when did I learn that I was this? I think I discovered it maybe around grade 3. That's when I started to develop crushes, and I would have crushes on girls and boys, but I would be in denial of my affection towards boys. People would always be asking me, like, are you gay? Or like, so what's your sexuality? Or something like that. Like all these random ass 4th graders asking me, you know, like, shit that I don't even want to confront yet. Why would you even think that? Like, I'm straight. I'm the straightest as it can be. Like, look, I was such a flamboyant person in middle school, and I still am, but I was very, very flamboyant. You know that kid in middle school that, like, got off on knowing that they were the random kid? That was me. And I just loved having this really big, boisterous personality because it helped me cover up other questions people were bound to ask. So I grew up becoming basically this typecast personality for the typical flamboyant gay guy. Here we are talking about gay shit at a baseball diamond. I don't play sports, honey. So I graduated middle school, went to high school. First year of high school was the worst year in terms of bullying, and let me start by saying I am so beyond grateful that I grew up in a time in which, as a 20-year-old, and even in my late teens, I did not have to feel the shame that people have always felt as a queer person. Like, I get that there's, like, no matter what, you will never leave the closet. You will never leave the closet. I'm looking in the camera now. I am out to everyone in my life. Look, I'm making YouTube videos about it, but I am out to everyone, and yet I am still not comfortable speaking in my own home about my gayness. And it's not a fault on my parents or on my brother or whatever. It's just a fault on the way that we were brought up in this society to not necessarily shame this, but it's just like not something we discuss, you know what I mean? And if you don't have that level of comfort within your community, you will be closeted for a long time. In all honesty, the fact that when I meet someone, they will have that lurking question in their mind, is he gay? That kind of thing. I will always have to come out. As an LGBTQ person, like, we will always have to come out. I am thankful, though, that I am in a time period where I'm able to discuss this freely, and, you know, I'm still, like, very paranoid about speaking about it in my community. Just, like, being out here and, like, voicing just being who I am. Like, I'm worried that I could get, like, shot or mugged or some shit. But I am very grateful that I live in a space in the world where that is less likely to happen. When I got to 9th grade, it was a really bad year because I had to deal with gym class, and I was in a completely new social circle with different peers and new people, and it was just like a whole reestablishing situation where you have to, like, discuss things all over again and explain yourself and explain who you are and your identity. And that was hard, and just gym class in general was hard. I never took to sports because straight men made it very hard for me to like sports. My entire life, I have not been able to fit in with men because it's just extremely hard, because they have that initial first impression of, is he gay or something like that, or like, we never have the same interests. It's hard. And then every time I meet a girl, they either think that I am a random ass brown guy trying to hit on them, or I am going to be their next gay best friend. So that is that. I got through grade 9 though. That was 10 years ago, entering high school. I got through grade 9, I survived, and sometimes I don't even know how I fucking survived. We're all survivors. Grade 10, 11, and 12 was a bit better. I had a girlfriend in like grade 10 or 11. At that time, I believed I was bi. And for me, sexuality is fluid, and although I'm like 100% gay now, I know that these things change. The thing though is that when we would do sexual shit, I would be thinking of Justin Bieber, honey. So like, I don't know, maybe I've always been gay, or maybe like it just changes over time, but honey, I'm 100% gay now. Anyways, I came out fully when I was 17. I came out towards the end of high school, heading into university. I just decided I needed to be myself, and I needed to be who I was. For me, it was always a thing about art as a brown person and queerness as a man. I was always very closeted about wanting to be an artist, a musician, a writer, all that stuff, because there is a negative connotation or perception on ethnic people pursuing entertainment. And also closeted as a man, you know, being gay and not being accepted in society and all that stuff. So that is a thing. That is an issue, and that is just what we deal with, you know? Ultimately, my biggest goal is just to ensure that people growing up now have the access to positive outlets that are able to inspire them and enable them to be exactly who they want to be. I want the next generation of young people to be better off than I was. I don't want them to have to deal with the depression and the anxiety and the self-doubt and the alienation and the self-loathing that gay people went through in the past decades. I don't want them to have to deal with not feeling comfortable or at home or welcome in their own household, things that people have been dealing with as gay, you know, as queer people, or just minorities in general, for centuries. It's just devastating, and it breaks my heart to know that people are going through that to this day. And what makes me so happy is that we have a Pride Month where we can acknowledge that we are privileged, powerful, we have the right to our voices, and we are able to speak on whatever we wish. We have that beautiful opportunity and chance in this world to do that. And a lot of people can't say that because they may be, you know, living in a certain situation in which they're oppressed by their government or, you know, by the people around them. It's really nice to have the privilege to speak out and be the person that people need in this world. Pride Month makes me very happy. It makes me excited to see people who have been shit on for a long time, and people who throughout their everyday life are constantly alienated and feel different, on the outside looking in, ostracized. It feels good to see them embracing themselves and feeling like the powerful people that they are. Whenever people say that Pride Month is not necessary, where is straight pride, I think it's fucking bullshit. How are you, as a straight person, going to say we need straight pride when every other fucking month, every other day of the year. Your entire life is the straight show. Literally, all forms of media are catered towards straight people, and I get why it is. It's marketable, it's profitable, it's the majority. However, recognize that when people who are silenced, the minority, people who are oppressed within society, need that month, need that time, the fact that we've had a history of oppression, the fact that there was a need for a protest to begin with, why would you shit on something like that just so you could feed your ego as a straight person? As this is the sexuality tag, I will be answering some questions. Let's begin with, what are my kinks? I really love armpit hair. I think it's so hot on a guy, and I think, psychoanalyzing myself, I think that I love armpit hair because when I was younger, it made me feel so masculine. When I was going through puberty and I started sprouting my first armpit hair, I really felt like a man. So now I just love armpit hair on guys, and I just love hair in general. Like, literally, you not like bear hair, like being like super furry, but I love it when a guy has hair on his arms, on his legs, like pubes, armpit hair, facial hair. Facial hair is kind of touchy though, because like, I don't like it too groomed, but I don't like it too long, and I don't like it I don't fucking know. Love hair. What are your kinks? Let me know in the comments down below. I lost my virginity when I was 17. Oh my god. I was just like, you know what? I'm 17, it's time to do it. And I found this guy. This is horrible. If any of my family members are watching, I'm so sorry, and I promise that I'm trying to be less risky. I found this 56-year-old man who was a bottom, so I'm like, yeah, for my first time, let me just top a guy. So I take the bus, and this was around the time Lana Del Rey released like Shades of Cool. So I went to his place with the bus, and as soon as I got into his place, he dropped my drawers. I was wearing sweats, and he started sucking my dick. And then eventually he was like, you want to go back to my bed? His room was pitch black. I could have died. I sat on the bed, and he started humping me. Like, he started like bouncing on me. I'm not even kidding. I didn't know whether my dick was in him or not. I was like, I don't feel anything. Like, I don't even know if I lost my virginity right then and there, because I don't even know if it went in. But anyway, I was at some point, about a minute in, I was just like, this is not gonna work, honey. Like, that's the tea. This is not going to work. I should go. I grabbed my stuff and left, and I walked because I just did not want to go on the bus. I wanted to just walk and like take in what happened. That was my messy era. I walked and I listened to Shades of Cool for the first time. That's basically the time I lost my virginity. And yeah, I walked and I was listening to it, and I was feeling like a messy wreck. And I did not end up getting any sexually transmitted infections or HIV, so I'm very thankful. I honestly feel horrendous for the people that, you know, end up with HIV or AIDS after, you know, like anything. I just feel bad for the fact that it's a thing. You know what I mean? HIV has come a long way in terms of treatment, and you're able to live a very normal life with HIV now, which is very wonderful, and a long life. Beautiful. And you're able to become undetectable with your load with HIV, which is absolutely brilliant. So it's not as horrible, but I still feel so bad for the people who end up with it, and it's such a prevalent thing in our community. Anyways, what else should I talk about in terms of sexuality? I do like the feeling of being penetrated. Anal feels good, straight men. Honestly, try anal. It's pretty awesome. You're a man and you have an ass, okay? You like sex, so why the fuck aren't you trying to maximize your pleasure? Bitch. Anyway, that's day 2 for Pride Month. I gotta save some secrets for later. I hope you guys liked it. Of course, do comment down below what else you'd like me to do. I'm definitely going to do a get to know me tag if you haven't already got to know me from this video. I'm like literally so grateful that you guys are like here and just like watching my shit, and it's just like really cool. So thank you guys so much. Don't forget to like this video. Check out the other days, well it's just one day because this is day 2, the other days of my Pride Month vlogs. And don't forget to subscribe to become a darling today if you haven't already. Thank you guys so much. I will see you guys soon, hopefully tomorrow.